Welcome back, and if you are new here, I'm Luisa, and on this channel I help you fulfill your dream of relocating to Portugal by bringing to you the real life, how it is really to live here in Portugal, of course through my eyes. This video is about properties, cheap properties on the Silver Coast. I chose Silver Coast because a majority of people who are having a small budget for buying a house are searching properties on the Silver Coast because they are cheaper than Lisbon and Algarve. But how much cheaper? In this video you will get a proper sense of what you can buy with this money on the Silver Coast. Also, in the beginning of this video I will be talking a little bit about Silver Coast, so if you don't want to watch this introduction, just skip to the properties, skip to the houses. So this minute here will be, I think, here on the screen. So where is Silver Coast in Portugal? Silver Coast is like about an hour of Lisbon and is located between Lisbon and Porto. Also, the region stretches between the ocean in the west and the mountains of Serra da Estrela. Silver Coast also includes Coimbra and Tomar, historical city which you most definitely have to visit if you are moving or visiting Portugal. Portugal's Silver Coast has around 150 kilometers of beaches, and it's often referred by the locals as the real Portugal. It's close to two major airports, which are the airport in Lisbon and the airport of Porto, and you are in about like 2 hours away from these airports, depending, I guess, on how much you want to speed on the highway. So what is the general feeling of Silver Coast? What is that appealing of this region that everybody wants to move to Silver Coast? And if you ask anyone where should you move on Portugal, they will say on the Silver Coast because it is preferable to Algarve. But why? Silver Coast is far less developed, it's more wild, it's more cheap, it's the destination for the surfers, so it's a more bohemic place, and of course it's a lot cheaper than Algarve. They say that the Silver Coast is what Algarve used to be in the 80s. This is what I read on the internet. It has that authentic feeling of Portugal and it's not so touristy as Algarve. Not everything is made with the tourist in mind. So if you want to experience the culture of Portugal, it is recommended that you choose Silver Coast over Algarve. It's far less crowded, far less touristy, and there, on top of the fact that everything is cheaper, starting with the properties, the food and everything, the cost of life is less, you can really experience that authentic feeling of Portugal that everybody is talking about and meet a lot of locals and a lot of expats too, because everybody is moving to the Silver Coast, but also a lot of locals. This doesn't mean that on the Silver Coast you are not going to find new properties or new developments, but far less than in Algarve or around Lisbon, of course. Because we are talking in this video about very cheap properties, I want to give you my 2 cents on what to look out when you are buying such a property. They are common sense things. I'm not an expert, I'm not a realtor, disclaimer here, I'm not a realtor, but I'm just a person who has searched a lot for this property that I bought in Portugal. If you want to find out about that, you have the link in the descriptions about how we bought our homes, and I don't know, learned a couple of things. When you are buying in such remote locations and when you are buying in such a low budget, I would first and foremost be aware of the property, the surroundings of the property, the neighbors, if the neighbors are nice, even if a neighbor means, I don't know, not really close to your home, but only your lands are neighbors. I would keep in mind to get to know the neighbors and see how they are, if they keep their land clean, if they cultivate their land, and all if it's a nice area to live in. Also, I would be looking directly at the property, if the property has running water and electricity. These are 2 very important amenities to have, and I see a lot of people who are buying land without water, running water and electricity on the property, and they are running into some issues. Some things are not so easy in Portugal. Portugal is a very bureaucratic country, and until you are going to get the electricity to work on your property or the water to run on the property, it's going to take a long time. So it would be preferable if your property should already have installed and running electricity and running water. Also about the property, the first thing that I would do, I would want to look at the papers to ensure that the people that I'm talking about and they want to sell my house are the real owners, and also that I'm speaking to all the owners of the house, meaning that maybe there are 2 or 3 owners of the house and only one wants to sell and the others not, and you are going to waste a lot of time if you don't ensure the fact that all the owners want to sell to you. And I would make sure that all the construction, all the rooms in the house are legally constructed, because oftentimes the owners, the previous owners, they added rooms in the house or other annexes that are not legally declared to finanzas. They are not legally registered. So this means that those rooms, you don't legally have the right to live in those rooms. And also another thing that you have to verify is that the property has the proper license of habitation, meaning that that property is made for humans to live in that property and not for animals or storage. And this is very important because properties in this budget are often marked as non-habitable places. So you will have to go and obtain further this habitable license, and this is a hassle. In Portugal, everything is moving slow. Sometimes the land or the house that is constructed that you want to buy is not going to receive the permit of habitation there because it has certain restrictions, and all these things have to be checked before you lose time in a negotiation, and of course before you are buying that property. I know that this maybe sounds to you like common things and you think maybe, okay, everybody is thinking about that, I don't need to watch a video to know about this, but I saw on the internet, on YouTube and Facebook groups, a lot of people who didn't think about that because they are coming from a country that is less bureaucratic, and this is not a concern. These are things that are not happening in their countries. So you should be aware of that before buying such a property. Also, a follower left a comment on one of my videos and says that a lot of old buildings are built with asbestos, which is a health hazard. I think you know that, and they have to be checked for that. Also, of course, check for black mold, because in Portugal it's a real problem with mold, and it's a health hazard, and at least when you are buying a property, you should be aware of that and treat the property before you are moving there. The sites that I use to check out these videos are the sites that I always use: idealista.pt and rightmove.co.uk. You see it now on the screen and you can check it out for yourself. You are not going to find links to the properties on these YouTube channels because I'm not a realtor and I'm not selling these properties. This is not an advertising for the properties. This is just me trying to show you what cheap means in Portugal and how much your budget stretches. So with this in mind, let's check out the properties, and I also have the properties for you under 10,000 euros because I thought it is interesting to see what you can buy under 10,000 euros, and the other properties are between 10,000 euros and 20,000 euros. So let's start with the houses that are below 10,000 euros. The first one I wanted to show you, it's this. The fence is larger than the actual house, and of course it is marked as a ruin, but here it's marked the whole property, you see, and I thought that is pretty large, and this caught my attention. For this price range, I thought that it is an interesting property. And I think this is the house, and with also this construction here, which appears to be new. The house is from stone, at least a part of it, but it's marked as a ruin, and of course it needs total construction. And this is the inside the house. It looked like it was used for animals. I don't know why I had this impression because of all these things here. I wanted to show this property below 10,000 euros so you get an idea what you can buy in this price range, because of the notion that in the central Portugal or in the Silver Coast you tend to find more cheap properties. Yes, you tend to find more cheap properties if you compare it to Lisbon or Algarve, but you don't find properties for nothing. I mean, good properties are still expensive. Let's see where this is. Here says that this man who put the announcement prefers not to show the exact location, but is mais ou menos por aqui. So I think this is the location in this little village or assembly of the houses. This is named Jamboal. If we get an idea, it's like here, and this is the Silver Coast here, so close to Miranda do Corvo. Miranda do Corvo is something more known to the people who want to move to the Silver Coast. So it's in the vicinity of this. And a more known town is also Coimbra, which is a large city, large town. So in the vicinity of those two. They say that is a space of 110 square meters in Jamboal, 5 minutes from the highway. Oh, it has English too. Let's not translate. And says that the space is allocated for storage. So this is not registered as a house to be lived in. This means it doesn't have the proper authorization to live in it. But it says that you can get this authorization. It is very good that this person put this here, because in many cases you don't find this written so clearly. So you go over there and you negotiate the price, and when you get to see the papers you are finding out that this is not the case, that you cannot use the construction to remodel as a home. First you have to get a permit, so this is a hassle. Always keep in mind this when you are buying properties in this range. And it says here the structure is made of stone, and it's something that I keep in mind after the comment left by one of you, one of the subscribers, or just, I don't know if it's a subscriber, just one of the people who are watching this, my previous video, and says that you have to be aware that in these rundown properties you get mold, black mold, which is a health hazard. And if you have a construction made of stone, you don't get that. Only when you have a construction made of bricks, as I understand it. I don't know, but check out his comment. So this is what you can get in this price range. Another property below 10,000 euros is this, slightly cheaper, 6,300 euros. This looks more put together. Oh no, not really. And has only 2 pictures, so you can really get an idea of how the place looks inside. But you can see it's in a village of some sort, or it has other houses in the vicinity, which is always good to have neighbors. Here we don't have the translation in English, but it says that the house has 49 square meters. It's constructed in 1940s. It is actually a ruin in this moment, kind of like 10 minutes from the center of this town, Alvarez, and has potential. All people says that their property has potential. Let's see where is this on the map. It's here. It doesn't really seem like a mini town, a little town. It seems to be just on some road, a country road. It's kind of in the central Algarve. I don't know if you can name this Silver Coast, but it was advertised as such. So this is the Silver Coast here, and this is more in land. And the closest town that I recognize here is Pombal. So I wanted to show you this to really understand what you can get in this price range. Now let's move on to the 10,000 euros bracket. So now we are going to see houses that are between 10,000 euros up to 20,000 euros. Right on the budget, you have this Casa Umoradia, which appears to be more in a good shape. It also has these double glazing windows and doors. The roof seems to be in a good shape, and the inside seems to be okay. Maybe a little mold, but I don't know. I know some people who would say that this house is ready to move in, I mean to stay in it while you renovate it, and it's in a fairly good shape. You don't have a lot of pictures because I don't know why they don't put a lot of pictures. I think the bathroom can be used. This is a shower here. And overall, in this budget, it looks good. And it also looks that is in a village of some sort. You have here like some blocks or other houses. And it says that needs reconstructions. And it says that it has a lot of land of 30 square meters. This is not much. It's constructed in 1950. And says that it's in good condition. I agree that for this price it's a good condition. Let's see, where is this house? I think it's this area, and this is the natural park that they are referring to. So it's kind of nice to have like your backyard, a natural park. It's really important for the people who are buying in this price range to be in the country and have a lot of green space around it. So let's see how much inland we are. So we are here, and this is the Silver Coast, and the closest town in Silver Coast is this, Figueira de Foz. And I think it's a kind of good location because you also have Coimbra here, who I understand is very beautiful. So all in all, I like this house. I like for this price range. It's small, but only 40 square meters. I guess this is such a beautiful house in this price range because it's only 40 square meters. But if you don't need a lot of space. The other property that is 13,500 euros. This looks more run down than the first property, but I guess this has a lot of land. Yes, this house is situated 5 minutes from town and approximately 200 square meters of land. So this is good, and I chose this to compare it with the other one because this has land. Of course, the house requires reconstruction, and it's situated in this area, Miranda do Corvo. Let's see the pictures. So I guess this is the house. I don't know if this door it's also attributed to this property they are selling, but from this picture you are getting the impression that it's a big house. It looks very nice in the interior. I don't know about these little windows, I don't know, and this ceiling, but it looks like it has electricity. Oh, you have to remodel this ceiling, and you have to remodel this floor. This can cost quite a bit. Yes, in the interior you kind of have to redo all of it, and you have to insulate this house. I think this would be a pretty big expense. But I got a comment from one of you who said that they understand that buying in this price bracket means a lot of work, but they are ready to do it and they have the knowledge. And I guess for someone who understands what it takes to take on such a project, this is not so scary. But for me, it's a little bit scary because I don't have the knowledge. And yeah. Here is the bathroom. It looks like the bathroom is functional. It's very important to have electricity and running water, at least this when you are buying this kind of property. This looks like a fireplace. At least they have these beautiful flowers in the garden. So this is not looking so good as the 10,001, but it's more large and it has yard. Moving on to another property in the price of almost 50,000 euros. This one, it looks like is a big house also. It says that has 2 bedrooms. It says that it doesn't have a bathroom, which is concerning. The plot size is fairly large, but I don't know if it has a yard. It says here 2 properties for the price of 1, house with 2 floors and ruin next door. The main house has 2 floors. I guess this is the one. 52 square meters. And we have a kitchen, dining room, living room. Interesting. It says that it's connected to water and electricity and main sewage, which is important. It says also that has internet and telephone available. I guess this is why I chose to show you this house, because it's important to be connected to water, electricity, main sewage, and on top of this to have the internet and telephone available. There are a lot of people who are working online and they need to have these amenities. And says that next door, in the same package and price, you get the ruin with the 2 floors, 55 square meters each, possible to rebuild as habitation house. So you get a lot in this price range, and says that in this village you are in the walking distance of a local association bar, coffee, mini market and restaurant, which is also important to be in a walking distance, believe me, I know. So let's see the photos. Here you cannot enlarge in this site. So let's see the pictures. I guess this is the main property. It looks really good inside. You don't see a lot of mold and everything is in order with the floors. And this is why they said in the ad that you need only cosmetic improvements for this part of the house, but I guess it depends on a level of improvements that you want to do. But all in all, it looks good. This, I think, is the ruin they are talking about. That is the second property that you are buying in the same price. This looks much worse, but it is concerning that they don't have a bathroom, so you have to add one, which could be a large investment. Here you see this looks like tap water, looks like you have access at the water in the house, and this here for electricity looks like it's a new meter, which is important because to change the old meter to the new meter it will cost you quite a lot. It's very tiny, this map, so it's kind of like inland. Also, I don't know if this can be advertised as Silver Coast, because you have to cross over Coimbra and Tomar, and I think the Silver Coast is only around here, but they advertise it as such. And you are close to Figueiro de Vinos. Maybe you can buy good wines from there. And Parque Natural Serra da Estrela is here, so an interesting property. With these properties you always have to go and see. Next property is 18,000 euros. Says it is situated on the main street. It has a kitchen, 3 rooms I think, and 1 bathroom, and this is as far as I understand from this. It has 63 square meters. I like that in front of the house has this little area, I don't know, it can be remodeled and it's like a nice porch. From the outside it looks quite good, and I see that someone is staying in the house, which is nice because it's important when you are buying this kind of house, and any house really, any house. It's really an advantage if someone was staying in the house previously, because this means the house was clean, the house was taken care of. It means that someone heated the house, so it is less likely to have mold. And it's all in all, it's more taken care of than a ruin which has not been lived in for several years. So this is quite an advantage. Look, even this little portion here looks like someone has been taking care of this, and it's really looking good, this house. Not a lot of pictures, but I really like this, really nice. It almost feels homey, and it's in a village. Let's see if you have a map. It's in this little gathering village here. I like when they put it on the map like this. This is called Aldea da Ribeira, and it's here, and the Silver Coast is here, kind of aligned with Peniche. I think you heard of Peniche. It's a very famous area on the Silver Coast. And here you have the natural park, and here you have Santarém. I also heard of this area here, Santarém and Leira. A lot of people are looking to buy here. And from the pictures, it looks like it's surrounded by a lot of houses. If you like this type of house to have neighbors, this can be a good house for you. Also, it's 63 square meters, but if you are just 2 persons, I think it's enough, really. Just think about the money you have to invest to heat the house. No house is small enough for that. Moving on to the next house. This is higher in price than the previous one, 19,000 euros. Is in Soure. We don't know where Soure is because this person didn't want to put it on the map, but this is kind of the area. Soure. Here is Soure, and you are kind of close to the sea, very close to the sea. I think this is reflected in the price. Close to Figueira de Foz and close to the sea. Yeah, I understand why this is so expensive. And has 3 bedrooms in una aldea calma. This means it's a kind of quiet street. 7 minutes de Soure. I guess it's not really in the town of Soure. It has a bathroom, it has a kitchen, and the house is 19 square meters, which is fairly large. It's a large house, and it also has Certificato Energético F, which is a plus because I don't know if you observed this, but the previous houses that I showed you don't have the energetic certificate. Let's see the house. It looks large. It looks like it's a fairly large house. And I like this area. Nice patio in front of the house. I like the door. It has janelas, which is important because it helps you with the noise, the janelas, but also helps you with the sun. It looks like the windows are newer than the house. And it looks fairly good. The interior here, I see this has to be replaced. You can see that the house it's made of bricks, but the ceiling, I think it has to be replaced. This is the kitchen. In the kitchen we observe this fireplace. I don't know if you want to keep this, but it looks nice. I mean, aesthetically pleasing. Here in the bathroom, someone started the remodeling and put new tiles. You can use this shower, and here I'm not sure if they are going to continue this remodeling or you are going to buy this as you see it. This doesn't look so nice, but all in all, a nice property. So I think you are seeing in the price reflected the fact that you are closer to the sea. I don't know. Leave me in the comments what you are thinking about this price comparing to the other properties you have seen so far. Also in this price range, you see something larger, 260 square meters, T3. The building has 2 110 square meters, and it has a garage of 50 square meters. This is a nice place to have. You can transform it into a shop maybe, or an art place, or a gathering place. I don't know, you can monetize this. I mean, I am also thinking of ways of monetizing the space I have. The land is 200 square meters, and I think it has running water on it. And is situated 11 kilometers from Tomar, which is an historic city and very, very nice to visit. So let's see the pictures. I like that they mark the property, so you know that also this is for sale and also this is for sale. So it has like two areas, and I think this is the garage, or this is the garage, I don't know, and you can use this. It's nice that you have the entry to this space right on the street. So if you want to monetize this, you can. This is the property here, and it's kind of like nice situated. This is the interior of the house. Nice furniture. Maybe they sell the house with the furniture also, which can be a great help at the beginning. The bathroom has to be completely remodeled, but I think it's usable. I think this is the garage or the space, because it doesn't have the ceiling here, and this has to be completely remodeled. So this is quite a big concern it would be for me, and big spend. The bedroom looks like it has been used, which is good. The second bedroom also looks like it has been used. This is like a balcony. The view is very nice, the country view, but as I understand from this picture, this bedroom doesn't have a door. This stairways is kind of steep. You have to be mindful of that. This is the stairways, and the property looks really nice, and it has potential. I mean, it has all kind of spaces, and I really like this river. I mean, it looks so picturesque, the countryside of Portugal, and quiet. I mean, just imagine yourself walking around with a cup of coffee in the morning, listening to the sound of the water here. So let's see on the map. It's this area, I think, and here you have an iglesia, you have a church. Here is the area. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Here, and it's close to Tomar, and it's really close to this natural park. It's close to Fatima, which is also something very nice to visit. And here is the closest town to Silver Coast, which is Nazaré, which is also a very famous place to visit. Nice location. I think this location is also reflected in the price. Even if it's not so close to the sea, it's close to Tomar, and nice. It says here that the o preço es muito competitivo, which means that they imply that the price is very good for the property and for this area. I wouldn't know. They tend to put this kind of stuff in the ads to attract your attention, but I incline to agree with them. The property looks interesting. Moving on, right on the bracket of 20,000 euros, you get this property, big property, and this is why it attracted my attention, because it's so big. And the second thing that attracted my attention is this view, is this location. This doesn't look to be situated in a town, quite the opposite. I think this is a property suited for the people who don't want to live in a town, but they want to have these amazing views over the mountains and live in a more secluded place, but also to have some neighbors, because this is the property that is selling, but you also have some houses around you, so you are not completely isolated, but you are in this wonderful area. I don't know if it's a photographer who took these photos. I don't know if these are photoshopped, but just look at the green in these photos, the green grass. You just wanted to be transported there and never come back. It really looks amazing. Now, looking at the property, at the ad, says that it's located in the picturesque village of Cabaños. It's a suited name for this place, Cabaños. This property has a huge potential and amazing views. Huge potential, yes, because if you want to do something like in the tourism area, you want to receive guests here, I think you can. This area has great tracks for mountain bikers and trekkers, plenty of river beaches to choose from, sunny location and small garden, which is also important if you want to grow your own vegetables. Very picturesque place, I agree. So this is the property. Here. Very interesting, this view from above. You get to see the whole village. It's quite tucked in the mountains. I don't know if you have here shops or other amenities. But it looks nice. I mean, they didn't put pictures from inside the house because I think it's not much to look at inside. It looks like here they have started to remodel the house. These are new bricks, but this is all that you get. We get that this is the area. We don't know exactly where, but I see that here you have a castle that you can visit in this area. And here is the Silver Coast. This is the ocean. As I see it, even if you are close to the sea, you are in the mountains. It says that the nearest airport is Porto, 80 miles. Next property, also 20,000 euros. This is in a town, and this is why I chose it, to compare it with the other one. A typical Portuguese house. I say that it's typical because it has these tiles. It says that has electricity that is working and also running water, which is very important. The construction has 55 square meters. It's not small, it's not big. It has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, good. It's constructed in 47, which in Portugal is not really a problem. That it's, I don't know. It's a problem that it's constructed so long ago. The roof looks good from the outside, but let's see the inside. Oh, it looks good. Oh, I remember this. When I chose it because it gives me also the impression that this house has been lived in. So it's in good condition. And I thought that you can live in this house while you are remodeling it. You can use this fireplace. This is the kitchen. Yes, I think someone's been using this house. The roof looks fairly good and it has this central heating. I think this is a central heating, maybe a boiler of some sort, but it looks new, so you get that. Here the ceiling doesn't look so good, but at least the electricity is running. Of course that you are in need of a lot of renovation. I don't know if you think this is expensive in this price range. Let's see, the location is located here, mais ou menos por aqui, in Braçal, here. Not so close to the sea, to the beach, but I don't think this is quite important to some people. It's in the countryside, in this area, Braçal. They say they are in Carvoeira e Carmos. Carvoeira e Carmos. Torres Vedras. Torres Vedras. Moving on to the next property, which is above the bracket of 20,000 euros, is 25,000 euros. I chose this because it's reduced. So they say here that this was 45,000 euros and they reduced it to 25,000 euros. This really means nothing other than the owner really wants to sell this house and maybe they put an overpriced tag price in the beginning and they come to their senses. But regardless of this aspect, this indicates you that they want to sell the house. It's in Penela, Coimbra. It has 3 bedrooms and it's kind of large house. One bedroom also has a bathroom. They kind of imply that it's en suite, has also storage place, and it's close in a town of Penela, which has everything, as a health center, school, supermarket, restaurants, and even banks. So this is not so secluded. This is also reflected in the price, that you have all these amenities so close together, and says that the house is divided into parts. One is more remodeled and the second space is not yet completely renewed. They say that the house can be inhabited immediately after a little cleaning and then slowly proceed to the modernization. I really like when they put such an extensive information of the house. You can make a better idea. Also, they have a better chance to sell if they put so much work into the ad. This here is the house, here. And I don't know if it's that or also this. And it has the energetic certificate, and it's D, which is pretty good actually. Remember, the previous houses had F, so the energetic certificates, they are all over Europe kind of the same. A, it's top notch, and B, it's also very good. C, it's good, and you come down from there. So I was saying, I don't know if they sell all this or only this. It would be interesting to put it also. But it's really a nice property and very nice situated in the village. I like that this village have this type of pavement. Some tourists hate this pavement, but I love it. I really love it. I prefer it to the concrete type of pavement. If you want to live in a city, a big city, I understand that you want to have concrete, but if you live in a village, you want to feel the feel. You want to feel like not everything is really modernized, and you want that villagey type of feeling. So I guess this is the more modern part of the house, which really looks good. I like this blue here, and they preserve the tiles. I like the windows, they are new. Also here at electricity, here looks that they replace this and looks new. They even decorated the walls with some authentic Portuguese tiles. I really like how they did it. I like also the ceiling. I think it's remodeled. Also, it looks painted. They try to remodel this house and preserve the authentic feel, which I like. Who wants to live in this area and move in this kind of place want that authentic feeling. They don't want a brand new construction. I like also the floors because it's wood. The tiles here are new, and all in all, it looks like a clean aspect. I guess this is the bedroom with that bathroom en suite. This is the kitchen. It looks small but usable. I like these tiles. If I were to remodel this, I would keep this. I mean, I would probably remove it, restore it, and put it back. I would not part with this because this is a part of the history of the house. I really like to preserve bits and pieces of this. This is new tiles here. This is the view of the house, very picturesque and really nice. And all in all, they didn't exaggerate it with the description. I think it's a nice property and I think it's a good price. I don't know. What do you think? Leave it in the comments. The next house, which I put to compare it with the previous one, also 25,000 euros, 99 square meters, constructed, 3 bedrooms. Also in Sure, nice area. And yes, I remember this caught my attention because it says Proxima de Transportes Público e Comercio Tradicional, meaning this is close to the public transport and traditional markets, like farmers markets. This is what I understand by this. But public transport, to be close to public transport, this is a major plus, people. Believe me, I know. So it has 99 square meters of construction, 62 square meters to be utilized in the house, 1 bathroom, energetic certificate E, which is kind of good for this kind of property. And let's see the pictures. It looks like you have a patio here in front of the house. I don't know if you also have this garden or this is the neighbor's garden, but at least you have this in front of the house, I guess. So the interior, it looks like here was some water or some mold, I don't know. I think you have to treat this. The bathroom looks like it can be used. The floors, I think you can keep and restore. This is a peculiar area. It's like a hallway. This is the bathroom. Yes, it has the tiles from the construction of the house. This has to be changed, but I think you can use it for the time being. Yes, it's not ideal. Oh, I like the stairs. I like these stairs. I don't know if it's too steep, but I like how the stairs come here at the first floor and then you have this area. The stairs doesn't really come up in a room like we saw in the previous examples of the house. So you have this buffer zone. You can make here even a lounge area. You can put here chair and it's quite nice, this area. I like this. Oh, what an interesting area to have outside. Like you can use this for your car or a patio. So I understand if this is yours in this property, you have also this and you can use it as a garden. This bedroom looks nicer. Also, yes, you have this area in front of the house and I understand that it's yours and you can use it. A nice property. Big house. Nice outside area, nice area, Suré. Let's see it on the map here. You also in Suré have a jardin municipal. You have piscinas. You have quite a bit of amenities here in this area. So yes, Suré looks like a very nice town to live in. And this is the distance from the sea. But this little town here, Suré, looks quite interesting. I think I will make a note and visit this. So 25,000 euros comparing to these 25,000 euros. I don't know. Hard to choose. Moving on to this piece of property, which is exactly the same price, 26,000 euros as the previous one. But this is 90 square meters. The house has only 2 bedrooms. It's semi-detached, 1 bathroom. Has a patio, has a garage. It's a quiet location in the center of Lusa. It's 25 minutes to Coimbra city and 1.5 hours from Porto airport and 2 hours from Lisbon. It says here that's an ideal property for a handyman. Yes, because it will be a lot to reconstruct. So I think this is the one and it's semi-detached. This is another house, not yours. And I like the interior because you see they began to remodel the house to make some investments and it really looks very clean and very good. But you have to do a lot of the outside. It has new windows. This is, I think, the garage, which has new roof and new doors. But I think here you have to do something with this. Interesting courtyard, quite large. You can see that they started to remodel this. And when you see this kind of remodeling, you kind of get an idea of what you can do in the other houses, because you see, if you put a coat of paint, you repair the walls and you paint it white, immediately you change the feeling of the house. Also, the ceiling is white and remodeled. Look, just compare this with this. Look, this has been remodeled and it's such a nice feeling to it. So yes, this house would be in need of a handyman who likes to repair things. I think it's a nice property. Let's see the area. Here in the town of Lusa, who also has a castello close to Miranda do Corvo. Closing in on the 300,000 euros. This is 28,000 euros. I chose this house because I like the location. I like the location in the village. And of course I like the interiors because it's slightly remodeled. And this is going to be seen in the price. Also, this is right smack in Miranda do Corvo. It's not close to Miranda do Corvo, it's in the Miranda do Corvo, kind of here. And it says that it has 2 bedrooms, it's a detached property, it's a fairly large house here. I don't know if you get also this part of the house, we will see. It's walking distance to the village cafe, which is very, very important, believe me. Oh, the land is available to purchase. So the land, I think this land here, you can purchase. Quite an advantage because I don't think anyone would buy that land anytime soon. And if you don't have the money now, you can buy it later and extend your property. This looks very promising. Of course, good views. It is 10 minutes drive from the market town of Miranda do Corvo and all the amenities, and walking distance to a village cafe. This, like I said, sounds very good. The property requires some modernization, but it's habitable. Look, it's important. It's important to have a habitable house because look, if you are looking now in this period when it's winter outside, it's very, very hard for the people who don't really quite have a habitable house, and they bought that house in the summer and they didn't have the money or didn't quite reach at the point where their actual house is habitable. Now I think they're having a very hard time because it's very cold outside. I know that this year in Portugal it's an exception because of the polar storm, but these things happen and it's cold in the winter, especially in the mountains in Portugal. So it's good to have a habitable location, even if you have to pay 10,000 euros more for that. Getting back to this house really looks very, very nice. Look, and the interior are remodels and I love this tile. I love the door, it's very new. I love the windows, it's like those French windows, they are new, and it's very, very interesting that they chose this type of windows. It's an add-on to the whole feeling of the house. The ceiling, it's brand new, remodeled. These doors are very nice. They really remodeled this house. Oh my god, this looks very nice. This fireplace, and I'm guessing you can use it. Judging by these wires here, I think they redone the electrical, which is a huge, not huge, but it's important investment in the house, and to have new electrical wires is very important. I should know. This room is really large. You see this, and also from this point of view, it's really large. They also remodeled the stairways. The kitchen is fairly large. This house really, really looks very, very nice. And I wanted to show you what you can buy in this price range because I think it's important to just to have a good understanding of what cheap property means in Portugal. And this is the area, the surrounding areas, very green, very walkable, very picturesque. I think this is the land that they spoke about that you can buy separately. Really, really nice. This is the house here. Also in the bracket at 28,000 euros. Quite a different property. 45 square meters, only 1 bedroom. Is situated in the town of Alquentre Freguesia de Azambuja. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but it's quite fun to try to pronounce these names. It's a fairly small house, but it has a bathroom, a lot of land of 45 square meters as the house. So it's a fairly new home, built in 86, and I understand from this description that you don't have a garden. So this is the house and you only have this courtyard here. I wanted to show you something with a lot of land, and I wanted to show you something more without. I chose this because I like the fireplace and these columns, and because it looks like ready to move in. I'm concerned about this water infiltration here. Most of it because here you have an electricity wire and it may be compromised, but other than that, look at this beautiful built-in cabinets in walls. I also like the kitchen is very big. Here you have water infiltration, but the kitchen is big, and I like how this is constructed. It's not furniture, it's actually constructed, and this gives the house a more authentic feel, in my opinion. So this is all the courtyard that you get. It's not much, and this is actually a street on the village. You have this bench here in front of the house. You have these cute janelas. I wanted you to have this type of property to compare it to this type of property. I don't know which one you think it deserves the price. And the last property, 30,000 euros. It's small property, 45 square meters. It's only T1. It has a kitchen, living room. It has a bathroom. And this house is presently arrendada. This means this property is rented at this present moment, which is a big plus because you can buy it and you can keep the people in the house and have a second stream of income if you don't want to stay in it. Or maybe you can buy now the house and come in a few months, and then you can move in the house, but in the meantime you have these people who are paying you rent. You have a lot of attractions in the area: Castello, Grotas, Museum, Ruinas Romanas. They want to say that this São Pedro town is a very touristy place. Let's see where this is. Yes, it looks very touristy. It looks that it has a lot of things here. A jardim, school. It has a Tribunal Judicial, which means this is a fairly large town if it has a tribunal. Torres Novas. This is the town. And this is Parque Serra das Estrela. So it's quite a distance from the sea. Amenities here looks interesting. So I think this is reflected in the price. So let's see the pictures. This is the house. I really like when they frame it like this so you can understand. It's really in town. This house, this one here. Nice street with a lot of neighbors, but I think it's a quiet street really. I mean, it looks quiet. This is the interior of the house. Quite steep stairs, but I like that the stairs are covered with this. Looks like marble. I don't think it is, but looks very nice. And it has only one area, designated area to sleep, which is this one, I guess, right next to the stairs. Quite a small place. And this is a balcony. Really small place. If you are just one person or maybe two persons, I think it would be enough, but really nice put together. I mean, you are paying for the location, you are paying for the fact that you can live in this house, you are paying for the area. So I think this is pictures from the area. Really nice place to live. I think this is maybe the Mercato Municipal. A picture of the overview of the town. Quite a large town. Yes, you are definitely paying for the area here. And for the fact that you are in a town, you are walking distance for everything. So yes, 30,000 euros for the location. Let me know in the comments, do you think it is worth it? This was a long video, I know. What did you think about these properties? Please leave in the comments what did you think about the Silver Coast. Did you visit the Silver Coast? And what are your impressions? Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!